Hey guys, let's start the 40th episode of Daily Football News and know what has happened in the past 24 hours. When is the next El Clasico? Mbappe's big decision. Messi becomes a free agent. Pats and Doca future club confirmed. Let's quickly find out all of these in this video. Before starting this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Leicester City have confirmed the arrival of Red Bull Salzburg's talented young striker Patson Daka for €30 million. The 22-year-old has put pen to paper on a 5-year contract at the King Power Stadium. New Roma boss Jose Mourinho wants to bring Manchester United striker Edinson Cavani to the Italian capital, according to the Daily Star. The only issue is that the Uruguayan has penned a new 1-year contract at Old Trafford, so the Geloresi would have to pay a transfer fee. Arsenal have lodged an official bid for Sassuolo star Manuel Locatelli, according to the Soraya Club CEO Giovanni Carnevali. Arsenal have made an official bid for Locatelli, Carnevali told Sky Sport Italia. They're pushing hard to sign Manuel and it's an important bid. We will see. Also, Juventus want Locatelli and we have a special relationship with them. We have a new meeting scheduled with Juve. We are trying to leave the lad calm, so I haven't spoken to him or his agents yet. We can think about Locatelli's future, but above all we care about his present, and that means Italy doing well at the Euros. Gareth Bale is now looking to resolve the uncertainty over his club future, following Wales' elimination in the last 16 at Euro 2020. Whilst Bale is due to return to Real Madrid following the expiration of his loan deal at Tottenham Hotspur, he is reportedly looking at moving to a league in another continent altogether, Major League Soccer. According to the Daily Mirror, Bale is eyeing a move stateside, with MLS giants like Galaxy being tipped as his most likely destination. Galaxy have a history of signing big names in European football, such as David Beckham, Steven Gerrard and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Bale could be the next on that list, given that he would have the opportunity to enjoy two of his favorite things in Los Angeles, playing football and golf. Spurs can count on the South Korean star to provide continuity under a new coaching regime. Tottenham expect to hammer out a contract extension for Son Heung-min in the near future, says Fabrizio Romano. A deal is not dependent on whether striker Harry Kane is sold this summer. Spurs announced the hiring of Nuno Espirito Santo on Wednesday and will now turn towards building out their 2021-2022 squad. Tottenham's long search for a new manager is at an end, after they announced the appointment of Nuno Espirito Santo. Nuno, who left Wolves at the end of the 2020-2021 season, replaces Jose Mourinho in the hot seat at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs went 72 days without a permanent manager after sacking their old boss just before the Carabao Cup final. Rafa Benitez secured his latest return to the Premier League on Wednesday when he was hired as manager of Everton, the local rival of his longtime former club Liverpool. Everton said Benitez signed a 3-year contract. It will go down as a slightly controversial appointment given Benitez's close ties with Liverpool, which he managed from 2004 to 2010 and led to the Champions League title in 2005. His family has continued to live in Merseyside. Benitez is an experienced, well-traveled and well-respected coach, having also been in charge of leading teams like Real Madrid, Napoli, Inter Milan and Valencia. Marseille are closing in on the signings of Pau Lopez and Cengiz Under on loan from Roma, with an option to buy included in both deals for 15 and 12 million euros respectively. Marseille are also looking to bring in Arsenal midfielder Matteo Guendouzi and Fiorentina right wing-back Paul Lirola, who spent the second half of last season at the Stade Velodrome. Inter and Paris Saint-Germain are dotting the I's and crossing the T's with regard to Achraf Hakimi's move to the Parc des Princes, says Fabrizio Romano. Liverpool had the option to buy Ozan Kabak from Schalke after taking the centre-back on a 6-month loan deal in January, but the Premier League club have opted against keeping him on a permanent basis. He is expected to be sold upon his return to Schalke, who were relegated to Bundesliga 2 last season. Fabrizio Romano has also reported that Arsenal will complete the signing of Benfica left-back Nuno Tavares for €8 million plus add-ons. Aston Villa are hopeful of tying captain Jack Grealish, 25, down to a new €150,000 a week deal amid interest from Premier League champions Manchester City and the England midfielder. Manchester United sent a scout to watch France and Juventus midfielder Adrien Rabiot, 26, as the world champions lost their Euro 2020 last 16 encounter with Switzerland on Monday night. Now, let's move towards the major news of the day. Manchester United have turned their attention away from Barcelona forward Ousmane Dembele after the Frenchman suffered an injury setback at Euro 2020 while featuring for Les Bleus. The Frenchman has been linked with a move to Old Trafford in the past, and the Red Devils were eyeing up another bid for Dembele in the coming weeks. But an injury sustained by the 24-year-old at the European Championships with Les Bleus has ended any hopes of a Premier League transfer. Spanish publication Sport claimed that United were prepared to pay €50 million to secure the services of Dembele, but will now have to reconsider their options. Dembele is forced to withdraw from France's Euro 2020 squad after picking up a knee injury in their second group stage game against Hungary, and Barcelona have since confirmed he has successfully undergone surgery. The Dutchman has decided to walk away from the national team so they can make a fresh start when their World Cup qualification campaign resumes. Frank de Boer has stepped down as Netherlands head coach following their disappointing Euro 2020 campaign. De Boer was handed a 2-year contract after replacing Ronald Koeman as the national team boss last September, but has taken the decision not to remain in charge through to the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. The Netherlands suffered a surprise last 16 exit to the Czech Republic in the European Championship, and he has taken full responsibility for their failure while citing a desire to remove himself from a potentially volatile situation. The 51-year-old announced his decision in an official statement on Tuesday, which read, "In anticipation of the evaluation, I have decided not to continue as national coach. The objective has not been achieved, that is clear. That pressure is only increasing now. And that is not a healthy situation for me, nor for the squad in the run-up to such an important match for Dutch football on its way to World Cup qualification. I want to thank everyone, of course, the fans and the players. My compliments also to the management who have created a real top sports climate here." Kylian's attention turns towards his club future at Paris Saint-Germain. Real Madrid are monitoring the 22-year-old's situation closely, with his contract at the Parc des Princes set to expire next summer. But first he will go on holiday and try to forget about his crucial penalty miss. Mbappe will either force his way out of PSG this summer or he will look to leave on a free next summer. Even in the middle of Euro 2020, the forward admitted during an interview with France Football that he is open to trying a different experience at another club. The next step is for Mbappe to sit down with PSG president Nasser Al-Khelaifi and sporting director Leonardo, with the former having stressed to the Frenchman that they will not listen to any offers this summer and that they are only thinking about renewing his contract. However, Al-Khelaifi has always made clear that he does not want anyone in the PSG squad that does not want to be there, so his job will be to convince Mbappe that he is at the best place. June 30th marks the end of Lionel Messi's contract at Barcelona. No agreement has been reached just yet, with the club hoping to make a last push to get a deal done before midnight. The two sides continue to be in consistent dialogue, with Barcelona president Joan Laporta communicating with Jorge Messi, the player's father and agent. An agreement continues to be elusive though, due to the complex nature of Messi's demands and Barca's uncertain financial situation. Goal has learned that both sides continue to discuss economic and tax-related issues in relation to Messi's contract, as well as the player's image rights. In addition to any financial considerations, Messi is looking for assurances that the club will be able to build a competitive team around him in the near future. Messi becoming a free agent adds a new layer of complexity to the situation. Should Barcelona re-sign the player, he will have to be registered with La Liga as a new signing. As a new signing, Barcelona would have to find a creative solution to fit Messi into the framework of La Liga's financial regulations. La Liga president Javier Tebas has already warned Barca that they must bring their wages down, or they won't be able to register Messi ahead of the 2021-2022 season. The forward will still respect the final year of his contract in France. Kylian Mbappe does not want to extend his current contract, which runs through the 2021-22 season, according to El Equipe. He has reportedly informed members of the Paris Saint-Germain organization of his intention to eventually leave. However, the 22-year-old is not expected to demand a transfer and is willing to wait out his current deal. Manchester United have reached an agreement with Borussia Dortmund for the transfer of Jadon Sancho. It is understood a fee of just under €73 million has been agreed between the two parties, with the England international now set to undergo a medical before the transfer is completed. He will sign a 5-year contract at Old Trafford, with the option for a further 12 months. The two clubs have been negotiating over a fee for a few months, with Dortmund rejecting United's bid of €67 million at the start of June. Negotiations have continued over the last month between the two sides as they attempted to confirm a fee and also come to an agreement on how the full sum would be paid, with disputes over how much would be paid and add-ons causing hold-ups. Sancho will now have to undergo a medical to complete his transfer, which is expected to happen after he has finished international duty with England at Euro 2020. Real Madrid and Barcelona enter the 2021-2022 season with a point to prove after both sides were beaten to La Liga glory. Atletico Madrid were crowned champions last term, with Real coming second and Barca finishing third, 7 points off the pace of the champions. The future of Lionel Messi remains a point of concern for Barcelona, while Real Madrid have swept the boards clean with the appointment of Carlo Ancelotti as head coach. The next Clásico between Barcelona and Real Madrid will be played on October 24, 2021 at Camp Nou. It will be the first Clásico of the 2021-2022 season. The second Clásico meeting in La Liga will come on March 20, 2022 at the Santiago Bernabéu. They will also face off in January 2022 when they meet in the Spanish Super Cup semi-final. Women's Champions League matches will be streamed live on YouTube over the next 4 seasons as part of an unprecedented deal with DIZN. For 2021 to 2023, 61 games from the group stages onwards will be shown live and on demand on streaming platform DIZN and its YouTube channel. For seasons 2023 to 2025, 19 games including the final will be available for free. Such visibility changes everything, said Nadine Kessler, UEFI's chief of women's football. The best female players and best women's teams in the world can inspire more young girls and boys to fall in love with this sport. Kessler, a former Germany midfielder, said the deal is a first for women's football and would make sure the Women's Champions League can be seen by the fans, by all the people who love this game, wherever they are on the globe. This is a game-changing partnership that is only right for the biggest club competition in women's football. The tournament will enter a new format from next season, with a 16-team group stage and the top 2 from each group progressing to an 8-team knockout phase. DIZN has been given exclusive global rights to the competition, with the exception of China and its territories in the Middle East and North Africa. What will be the score in upcoming Euro 2020 quarter-final between Switzerland versus Spain? Comment down your predictions. This was the end for our 40th episode. We will be back with more interesting news and transfer rumors tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.